debatedly even matchup, and I feel like with Pichu, I can just jump out your combos a little bit better, and you're going to die like way earlier as well. But of course, you know, I feel like Pichu's combos can lead to death a little quicker, and we've got the egg roll straight away. I do wonder whether that was a bait given the immediate forward tilt afterwards. Oh, hang on.
There's something going on here. Or bearing in mind, we're just waiting. I just want to say the Pichu loading in screen is adorable.
It's so cute.
It's so adorable. You know, I don't know what's going on with these two players. We seem to be having some major issues with these two getting into game. We'll have to just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll just see what ends up happening between these two. Maybe there's some controller issues. Maybe there's.
Well, there was a Pro Controller still connected, so.
Yeah, that is true, and you don't want that sort of. You don't want it being bumped into somebody's bag, and then you end up on the home menu during last hit.
Disconnect your Pro Controllers, people.
Disconnect them.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years. Longer if you've been here for the previous game. You know the drill by now. We're gonna see.
But okay, well, Yoshi expert Joycey,
Hello.
what can you tell me?
So Pichu's gonna die real early. If the Pichu's gonna have to have their combos down because obviously the double jump armor on Yoshi comes out frame 1 because it's not back based as well, and because a lot of the Pichu stuff is like multi hits, particularly the back air, the forward air. Yoshi's gonna be able to jump out of those if it's not airtight. Now I do know that I believe Pichu has a much easier time getting kills on Yoshi compared to Pikachu, the counterpart, because you get a lot, like the combos are easier to get, whereas with Pikachu it's like you get two, 3 hits and then Yoshi jumps out and then.
Yep.
Whereas with Pichu, you can get the drag down stuff and then you can get like the heavy spikes. A lot of Pikachu's moves have a lot more knockback, so armor isn't quite as, can be like a little less prominent if you manage to catch it. So it's going to be interesting to see. Again, Pichu, bar right at the start of the game, not the most common of characters.
No, not at all.
But I do know that, so a lot of the thing that I reference from is that I know that, so Black Twins, who's one of the, I believe the best North American rep of Pichu, he's got an incredibly strong Yoshi in his region, and he doesn't play the character into them.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong, Black Twins in particular has like 1,001 characters under his belt, but I think the fact that he tends to elect for more the swordies than Pichu, and honestly, I think it makes a lot of sense. Yoshi's kill power can be pretty silly at times, as we might see as we are finally getting into this game. We've got Mass Destruction playing. Let's hope that is not a song that rings true for either of these players.
Yeah, we'll have to see how both players get this started, and already Yoshi's starting to get a nice combo going, 61% already. The egg lay, always a funny ability to me, I just love it. But Pichu got the Yoshi off stage. Can we do anything on ledge? Not looking like it just yet. So both players just kind of feeling each other out, Joycey.
Yeah, it's going to be really down to Aston at the moment to find out. Already Guts has shown that typical Yoshi card of, I'm going to double jump on stage and use armor. The only issue is once you use a move, that armor is gone. So if Aston is able to catch maybe some kind of like double jump nair on, and already I'm seeing 2 down Bs straight from stage. That is always a little bit of a worrying sign. It does work sometimes at an early percent. You can use it. Oh my goodness, just catching the cap attack with the up smash. And despite the pretty aggressive start from Guts, it is him on the back foot at the moment.
Yeah, Guts very much came out swinging. He seems to know his combos well. But honestly, disadvantage is looking questionable at the moment from Guts. I definitely want to see that change up a bit. Egg roll, sorry, probably not what you wanted to do. Get up attack does get him out of that situation though. But very nice patience from Aston, not going too aggressive. And managed to live to 130 as a Pichu, which is just incredible in this matchup.
Yeah, we can see that Guts is just really, really struggling to get, you know, I mean, it's not really just struggling to get anything started. And the force smash all the way, it doesn't quite kill, but even then, yeah, and again, another down B. That is something that you've got to be aware of. But it feels like once you have the option down, you're just curtains. It's such an abusable option from Yoshi. But the problem is that if you're not ready for it, you can just die to it.
No, I think Aston probably happy to take the risk in that situation at such a high percent themselves. And Yoshi being in this disadvantage situation, being at 150, and another down B. I feel like if I see one more of these, Aston is just going to kill off it. Maybe maybe Guts is just trying to go to ledge and just misspacing it, because I don't feel like landing next to ledge with down B is the right choice, as Aston does secure that stock.
It's wild because it can be used as a pretty good mix-up, but it feels like almost at this point not going for it is the mix-up because of how often Guts has been doing it. And again, the double up air just into the back air. Another aggressive option here from Guts. Now, using the double jump into the down B, it can tank a hit because of that aforementioned heavy armor on Yoshi. But in the same vein, again, it's an option where, as a mix-up, sure. But when it's your standard option, and that's where things get tricky. You cannot press a single button when going through those multi-hits. Because the moment if you try and go for a nair or an up air or something like that, the armor goes immediately, even if the move hasn't come out yet. So it feels almost as if like maybe he had gone for some kind of like double jump nair or double jump forward air, and then the forward smash just caught it. And the thing is with Yoshi in particular is that I feel like against certain characters there are habits that the vast majority of them have. And I think the aggressive double jump on stage is definitely something that when you're fighting Yoshis, it's something that you immediately look out for.
Yeah.
Because it is, you know, you can use the armor to tank a hit, but in the same way, it is an exploitable option. And we saw it earlier on where Aston was, at the start of the game, not really sort of getting caught out by it. And then by the end, use that habit to seal a stock, to seal the game.
Yep. I definitely feel like we need to see Guts use less buttons in disadvantage.
Yes.
Because it felt like every landing that Guts made had a button involved.
Yes.
And there were different buttons being used, but at the end of the day, it's always a button. And if you're using a button, Pichu's just going to wait for the button to come out and then punish you for the button you pressed. And I feel like if Guts wants to make an adjustment this game, that's the adjustment that needs to be made.
100%, 100%. I do wonder, we've seen the bigger one, and
going
another Pro Controller has jumped in.
This set seems riddled with technological problems at the moment.
Yeah, which is real unfortunate because, you know, particularly after that game one, after you finally got things started, you're going to feel as if you've got that little bit of momentum. You're going to feel as if, you know, Guts is going to want to get back in there and try and get something started. Of course, Pichu going to be able to sort of, you know, hold on to that momentum and keep it going. You know, you're feeling hot. You've just won a game with a really, really solid read at the end. You don't want to be, you know, iced out because of tech issues. And again, another Pro Controller. Please disconnect them. Disconnect them right now. Even if you're playing your Switch. I don't care if you're playing 51 World War games. Your game of Ludo can wait. Disconnect your Pro Controllers. Right now.
Such an oddly specific.
It's just like.
Oh, but it must suck to be the players who sit down, want to play a game, and all your momentum is just thrown off. Even someone who's lost, it can just get in your head.
Yeah.
You're now sat there going, I just want to get back in, I just want to adapt, I want to change, I've got some ideas, and now I'm just waiting for this damn Pro Controller to get disconnected.
And it's wild because it's not even as if like you're taking a minute to yourself and you're still in the zone. You're still thinking about the game in and of itself. You're still thinking about the adaptations that you can make. When it's a technical issue, it almost takes you out of that like bubble that you put yourself in when you're playing a set, and then you've got to deal with outside things. Then you got to get your brain straight back into it, and that can be really, really challenging sometimes.
It can throw your rhythm off entirely. Just you get into. I feel like when you're playing this game, you can very much get into the rhythm of your character, right?
Yes.
And just suddenly you start getting into that rhythm, and your hands kind of know what timings to do. They kind of know their inputs. But then when you're thrown out and then you end up going back into game 2 cold, all of a sudden those inputs that you were so comfortable with just aren't there. And I hope that isn't the case for either of these players. But, you know, it's definitely a difficult one. Being on this side of tech issues is never easy for a player or for yourselves as viewing, because this is a very broken upset. It's not really that, you know, it's not fun to watch for the downtime.
Yeah, but we are going to be going straight back into it. No character changes. I feel as if, like we mentioned earlier on, it's this disadvantage from Guts that was really sort of beginning to let him down. I feel as if Aston sort of caught onto the pace that he was playing at and was really, really having that patience in disadvantage, really making sure that Guts committed to an option and then just getting the best out of it. And we can see it again. I don't think he landed. I don't think he's landed. I do not think he's landed, but he just about manages 44%, but that could have been so much worse in Merrill.
Yeah, it really could. There was a moment there that it felt like Pichu was just going to run away with that first stock. But yeah, again, we're seeing Guts pick an option on every landing at the moment. I don't feel like we've seen a landing this game without a button so far. Another fair to come out. Integral out at the moment, but Yoshi being put off stage in disadvantage. Another down B, doesn't get to ledge, but isn't hard punished, but does get a punish off as that down tilt into fair. Jumping back onto stage, but this time isn't hard punished. But Aston just managing to keep control of this game completely, Joycey.
Yeah, we can just see it's just Aston once again just waiting until, I love that little side B, so you can buffer and move out of that egg lay. So if you are mashing, sometimes you do get some very, very strange options. And what a conversion there from Aston.
Aston's conversions are clean. I love clean Pichu is such a fun character to watch. I love watching Pichu. Don't get me wrong, I hated when she was the best character in the game by a mile. But her combos are so cool. Her kill power is so cool. And she's just so adorable as she does it. I can't hate her.
She really is. Again, I'm not too sure. Guts is getting caught without his jump a lot of the time. Thankfully for him, Aston is not quite capitalizing. And we could see right there, the double jump egg lay that just gets rid of armor straight away. And Aston was aware of that, trying to catch with the back air. Thankfully, Guts managed to get back onto stage. And the back air finally going to take the stock up ludicrously high percent for a Pichu.
Yeah, you cannot, in Yoshi Pichu, be letting a Pichu live to 170. That's just illegal. You're not allowed to do that. It's just... Spanish police will be there soon if they keep doing this, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, this being said, it only took a couple of... It only really took one combo, but Guts has managed to make his way all the way back into this game. It does feel like he has got those early percent conversions down. It's just the neutral and the disadvantage. What immaculate spacing, though, and it feels like Aston had that read ready on that down B. Again, it is an option that Guts has been going for time and time again, but just managing to space around that thundercloud and actually punish Pichu for it. And oh my goodness, DI, where are you? It's wherever your stock is, my friend. It is gone.
Oh, but does manage to get the Yoshi double jumping back onto stage yet again. Another call out. I feel like Aston needs to, in some degree, kind of drop this fancy play and just go for this Yoshi is pressing buttons on landing. I should just punish that every time it happens.
Yeah, and we are seeing moments of it here. Aston, at the beginning of this game too, was going for a lot of these parries, and it feels like a lot of Yoshi's moves are just flat out safe on shield. A lot of -2, -3 options on shield, particularly from the nair and the up air. But it does feel like Aston did a really good job to start with. Oh my god, and the pop-off as well from Guts for the double forward air?
Aston, look, Aston's face. Aston's just like, what the hell just happened to me? I do not understand.
I mean, the double forward air, maybe catching the drop off of ledge there. And the thing is, Pichu's so light that you are just going to die to that. Yoshi's spike is not all that strong in the grand scheme of spikes.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be killing anybody at 30 with it. But in the same way, when it's Pichu and you're at like 50, 60, it's just, you're still going to die. You're still going to die.
SBF?
Kalos.
Kalos. Interesting.
I very much like this pick. I feel as if having that flatter stage alongside the walls to mess around with is going to allow Aston to live a little bit longer. And I feel like Guts is going to struggle to land. And I think that is something that Aston is going to really want to look at, really extend the disadvantage here, because we have said before that, you know, Guts' disadvantage options have sometimes been a little bit questionable. So being able to sort of hunt down the Yoshi. But again, these conversions, 44%, and Aston going to be answering back only 18% before the jump out. That is the hard part. That aerial mobility from Yoshi does make it hard to track him down sometimes.
Yeah, Guts definitely knows his early percent combos well, but Aston has managed to now even up to the percents. Nice weight on that. Weight gets the roll in. Another down B aggressively, and it is punished by Aston this time. What's Guts going to do on this ledge? What option is he going to commit to? Goes for the egg throw, but again, another punish. Can Guts get out of the situation? Looks a bit trapped right now. Another aggressive option on landing. The up smash not managing to quite get it, and the nair out of shield does get Guts out of that bad situation. And now we're kind of in roles reversed. And Guts holding center stage, but not managing to find anything off it. And again, Aston just finding another grab, finding another way in. It just feels like Aston is finding these entrances a lot easier than Guts is at the moment, Joycey.
And oh my goodness, just catching Pichu with the forward tilt of all things. And it feels like Aston is getting a little bit hungry for this kill, maybe feeling the frustration from the end of that game one, and just manages to get the up throw. No air dodge coming out from Guts, but that back air is going to seal it. Doesn't matter how big those blast zones are. Pichu's back air, a ludicrously strong move.
Yeah. And now Guts needs to kill this Pichu before this Pichu manages to run away with it. And that's something that Guts hasn't been managing to do too consistently. And on Kalos, it's going to be even harder. Already 130% on a Pichu. This is not something you see that often. But Aston not managing to really get too much extra percent on at the moment. That Nair out of shield is going to get the Pichu off. Fair not managing to hit just yet. And that Nair isn't going to kill it either. Egg throw does hit. But still, Aston is alive at 160, Joycey. What is going on right now?
We're seeing already the benefit from this Kalos pick. One, we are obviously seeing Pichu live to ridiculously high percents, but also the wall jump being able to be used as that just tiny little recovery mix-up. So good from Aston, really knowing the strengths of his character, and the down B as well. That's the thing, Aston, and with Yoshi in particular, a lot of people anticipate the one hit. You're anticipating the nair, you're anticipating the up air, you're anticipating the forward air, and a lot of people will feel that first hit from the down B and then just swing, because that's the rhythm that they're used to, and down B is really good at intercepting that rhythm, because by the time you've gone for that move, Yoshi's above you and is sailing straight down. But of course, Aston has got to make up a 100% lead here. Nearly got the tech chase there with the forward air. The egg bouncing on that move goes deceptively far, and the forward smash into the up B. Oh my goodness, just these two are scrapping, Kara.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking this from Aston. Some really over-aggressive options coming out. I feel like you just need to wait a bit longer and just wait for Guts to do something instead of Aston trying to force the issue. Definitely buttering the down B out of Eglay was very interesting completely. And that Daka is going to take it at a much more reasonable percent of 110.
Guts is feeling himself right now. He is very happy, and it's getting more and more frustrating for Aston as he is missing confirm after confirm, electing for the forward throw. At this point, Yoshi at nearly 200% and a reverse neutral air finally going to take it. We are down to the last stock of this explosive set.
Yeah, Aston needs to chill. Aston really needs to chill. Like, he was playing so well earlier, but just seemed to get a bit too greedy for a lot of those confirms. But I say that, that's 45% he's found on the confirm just here, which is very nice indeed. Yoshi at the ledge. This is a situation that Guts has been struggling in early in the set. Can Aston capitalize on that? Not managing to get too much off it, and we are kind of just resetting back to neutral now. Nair coming out, not managing to connect. Guts just kind of giving up stage pressure just to not get hit, which I don't dislike. Is at the ledge now, though. Both players trading hitboxes just there. Goes for an aggressive option. Does Guts? Oh, but Aston runs straight off and goes for a very aggressive read off stage. I'm not sure we need to make that mistake.
I was almost scared of Aston going for that thunder and just ending Guts' life, but Guts really managing to hold on from this onslaught, and the forward smash, a deceptively strong move. Thank goodness for those blast zones of Kalos, giving Aston a second lease on life. But Pichu, an incredibly light, clutch tech there. You cannot be getting jab locked at this point in the set. Managed to catch the drift, but whiffs the pivot grab. It feels like Aston is beginning to crumble here, Emerald.
I'm scared, Elliot. I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. Aston just feels like he was in such control of this set, but is just now getting very scared and using a lot of panic options. Dash attack on the shield, not managing to connect. Still looking, fishing, trying to find this option, Joycey, but not managing to find it just yet.
And this is the scary part, right? Is that so many options from Yoshi, and that breaks the armor. Such clutch moment there, and that is the downside of Yoshi's double jump armor because of its subtractive. the whole crowd managed to clutch up.
And Aston's like, wait, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, get off me. Give me some space, man.
So the clutchness, the thing is with double jump armor is that the change from fall to ultimate was that it became subtractive. So any knockback that goes past like the threshold, you just take the remainder. So in that situation in particular, that thunder did like just enough knockback to break it. So Yoshi went nowhere and just died for it.